sou a Azuki Fassam, and I'm here with a wonderful guest, Patricia Sousa. Welcome.
Hello.
Patricia is an entrepreneur. Living in Porto, she's created some extraordinary businesses after accumulating a pretty impressive career portfolio. From a commercial agent to an asset manager, she now has 3 extraordinary businesses in Porto, a boutique hotel, but she's going to tell you a little bit more about them, a restaurant and a fashion shop. So welcome, Patricia, and tell me a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Patricia. I'm 45, almost 45 at the moment. I did my career, my student's career as an economist, always related with studies with people and how people react to things. Then I did a career from a salesperson to an asset manager, managing different business in industry of retail and shopping malls.
Yeah,
And then
you worked for some of the biggest punk companies in Portugal, is that correct?
yes, I work for the big ones, the big sharks. So I was kind of the meat in the industry. But it was really a good school because, you know, these companies make you tough and they put you challenges every day in terms of team members, in terms of projects, and you really develop your skills quite fast.
Excellent.
And then,
And when next?
yeah, and then as you told, I'm a portfolio career. So after that, 2010, so 10 years ago, more or less in the first trimester of the year also, I quit my career and I started an entrepreneurship career, creating concepts organically based on my needs and the things that I wanted to exist in my city. And that's when I started the boutique hotel, then the fashion clothing that developed for a concept store, and now a restaurant and a coffee shop that are my 3 babies.
And well done. It's quite the experience, and I know you have a big team. So now that we're in quarantine, this has been an extraordinary tough time for managing such big businesses. Correct? It is.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, you know, to see first of all your business closed with no people when you are used to engage with kindred spirits, with people that are really interesting, that are looking for the same mindset that you have. So I miss a lot my clients and my guests. And then also managing the economics of the business, you know, like the taxes, the bills that just pile up in your table, to dismiss people, to lay off people, to manage everything in a positive way.
Okay, so that's why we're here, and thank you for sharing those difficulties, because I know you're not alone. We're all in the same boat. So having well, you know what's happening, but what do you understand? What's your reading of the world today and this extraordinary moment we're living?
So for me, if I have to bring an image to this, is like a big pause, you know, these 2 lines that you press, and now you are in pause mode. So it brings us to a forced conscious level. It's time for you to rebalance, to refocus, to reorganize. It's time to something, you know, all about the reschedule, reorganization, rethinking, and see what you want for the world, what you want as a role model, what you want to be in that new world that is coming. I think it's a huge opportunity at the moment for all of us, even with all the low moments that we are all facing, being locked down, being with financial issues or health issues at the moment that can happen to all of us. Still, it's a big opportunity for a big change.
I love that. Thank you so much. That is very inspirational. I think it's very, very true. This is an opportunity for change. So having this opportunity to change, having this pause, how do you see, how can we transform, how can we contribute to the world that we want to see, that we want to see change? So what role can we play in the new world that we would like to see?
So, um, I I think that all of us, we all are made of dreams and expectations. So we have to really know ourselves and understand why we have these big dreams or small dreams, whatever kind of dreams or hopes that you have in yourself, and understand what is your skills, your strengths, your weaknesses, and see how you can act with your tools to achieve your dreams. And to create a new world and to create a change that we all want to see in the world, we really need to get together all our skills and all our strengths and our weakness, because all of them are important, and we have to decide what is the what is the role that we want to play in this new world. I think that one of the things that this crisis showed us is that we are all connected, very connected,
Yep,
and
I agree.
we are a huge community, and this situation that we are living show us how fragile is life, how fragile our connections are, and how fragile or better, how important these connections and the community has to each other. We, with this lockdown, we could see what are the roles in the society that probably we all were neglecting and are so important, like the cleaners in the street, the doctors in the hospital, the co-workers in the supermarket, all people that sometimes we were not even seeing them, and they are the ones standing, and they are the ones going every day.
I agree. I think it's extraordinary. It's as if there are kind of revelations. So we've brought to a different light so many workers, nurses, and so many other workers that don't get recognised on day to day. I agree
Yeah.
with you, and it's very important to value them. And hopefully, in the next step, we will do so monetarily and in any other and other ways. But that all depends on government, but we have a voice if we want to.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that of course, we have to rely on government and people that are in the head of the countries, but we cannot forget that it's us people that make the change every day. Is the small entrepreneur, the small freelancer, is the nurse in the hospital, is the cleaning person. It's all of us that contributes to that, so we need to focus on that. That's why I was talking about we have to define what is the role that we want to play in that new world, because of course we will need the help of the government because of the financial crisis and everything, but we need to do a lot before that.
it depends on us. It really
Yes,
does.
it depends on us, because this is a community, it's a global problem. So it's on the community that you have to find a solution.
Thank you. Can I just ask you one more question that we weren't counting on? But what inspires you?
Well, people and nature. I think that my big inspiration, it's my windows. I really, and now during the lockdown, I realize how important for me it is when I wake up in the morning and I open up the curtains to look outside, and I'll see, I live in the city center, but I see some trees over there. I see some gardens in the verandas of the people. I also have my own small terrace where I have some plants, and it's incredible, like how you can see it, the cycle of life, and how you see the trees that don't go anywhere. It doesn't matter if it rains, if it's stormy, if it's sunny, if it's windy. They don't go anywhere. They just adapt. And I think that is for me the biggest inspiration. And also people, of course, because even in this lockdown, you can see how people are being so creative, so resourceful, so resilient with all we are facing at the moment, and how they are helping each other, you know, the ones that are stronger to the ones that are facing more difficulties. And these are my big inspirations.
I think that's an extraordinary, yeah, I agree. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, for sharing your experience. And so that everybody knows, you are an inspiration, the way that you have transformed so many things. And I forgot to mention, because that's something that, this is one of the reasons that I know you so well, is that you are a patchwork teacher. So you've always had this capacity to transform things that of no interest, that transform into something of interest and of use. And I think that's a quality that few people have. But I think it's a big thing in your career. Is that true?
Yeah, it's true. It's like now that I'm with some age to focus and to reflect on my life. When I look back, I realize that I have two guidelines in my career that are very strong. And people see that I do so many different things. You know, I have a portfolio career, and I also have a small career as a textile artist. And but I always have these big lines, you know, like I base all of my work with something that has no value, and I create value. I like to knit, I like to do patchwork, and as you know, as my student, is that, you know, you pick up things like old clothes or fabrics that you don't know what to do with them, and you create covers to your bed, you create clothes, you create decoration items, and with something that has no value, or at least a low value, and you add value to that. And that is one of the guidelines that I have in everything in my career, from real estate agent to a coffee shop. Now it's what I do. I transform the goods in something with value. And another thing is that I'm based on economics, and everything I do is in a grid line. I don't really understand why, but you know, all my notebooks normally they are with grid lines. I draw a
You
lot
mean like
of
tables? You mean
yes, like
tables?
tables, you know, like I work with Excel as an economic person, and even patchwork. It's based on that.
Wow, it's true. It's a big connection.
Yeah, it is really two big things in my life that are very consistent.
So thank you. That's inspiring too. So we all have our own special themes, I think, that carry on, and I think yours are pretty extraordinary. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing them.
Thank you for inviting me to this talk, and I hope you continue bringing guests that can inspire the community, and we can help each other.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you.